Afternoon in India now. He's saying yes. Oh, that's amazing. That's amazing. Yes, you are. I had another person at the training, another two people actually. One has cancelled the last minute today, this morning, and the other person still didn't join us, and it's 5 minutes past 9 already. We can have one-to-one session. Private training. Yeah, I think that's great. I think that's great. Sharat, if you don't mind, because it's just two of us and you can hear me now, I will disconnect or finish the connection, the phone connection. So just bear with me 1 second because we don't need it for the class today. I will just hang up. Mhm. Okie dokie. I think we didn't lose the connection or anything like that. So that's great. And welcome to Custom Business Process Extensions. That's a very interesting and very technical course. I hope you're ready for that. The phase with the application with the workforce dimensions are you? Are you live now? Are you going live soon? And what is your responsibility in the company? Okay, it's planned for July. So to be perfectly honest, very soon. Is almost end of May. Fantastic, fantastic. I hope it's exciting time for you. Something new is coming. Fabulous. Hmm. I just wonder because I don't know why, but I've got feeling that we've met before. Have you attended any of my classes before? You have attended many sessions before, not necessarily with me. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Probably not. I don't know. Maybe, but your name sounds very familiar. I don't know why, but it looks very familiar to me. Okie dokie. So let's start. I will introduce myself just in case we haven't met before. My name is Karolina Karbownik. I'm based in UK. I'm Kronos trainer, and I teach several courses from Workforce Central and also several courses from Workforce Dimension. So I'm kind of covering both, not everything, but quite a lot. So my training portfolio is quite big, which I love, I love teaching. Today we will be talking about custom business process extensions. And before we start, I will just give you a little bit of heads up what will be happening. So first question to you, do you have access to your tenant? This training today is hands-on training, so we will be doing exercises together. You have. Perfect. That's fantastic. That's fantastic. Lovely. And another question, and I truly believe the answer is yes, because I can see you very well prepared, is do you have your book? Do you have the Workforce Dimension Custom Business Process Extension task guide, the exercise workbook? Fabulous. That's fantastic. Just to make sure, we will be communicating what we're doing right now via the Adobe Class. So if you've got any questions, you can put them into the chat box. It's absolutely fine. And the case study for today is the ACME company, and we've got quite few exercises which are tied with the ACME company. There are let me exercises and guide me exercises. We will be covering all of them today. So at any point you've got any questions, just give me a shout and I will do my best to answer. If I'm going too fast or I'm going too slow, you tell me as well. Okay, it's, as I said, it's just two of us, so it's no problem whatsoever. And also, because it's 4 hour session, we've got 4 hours together, I'm thinking to take a break somewhere in the middle, but again, we don't have to stick to it. If you feel at some point that you need break, just let me know and we will stop and then we will take coffee break 15 minutes or 20 minutes depending how we're doing and how we feel. Does it sound okay? Does it sound okay to you? I can see you typing. The breakdown, it's up to you. It's up to you. Whenever you like to take a break, you tell me. I'm flexible. Oh, you've got a meeting. Uh, you've got a meeting in an hour. I'm just waiting. Okay. How long is that meeting, if I may ask? Ooh, 45 minutes. Ooh. Sharat, I'm just thinking you don't have to agree with me. Because we've got just 4 hours together and we've got quite a lot of things to cover, would it be reasonable for you to reschedule the training? What do you think? I'm just wait. You don't have answer for that. You know, it's my call. As I said, we've got. Yes, you okay with anything? Now I'm just thinking because if it's important meeting, it's gonna take about 45 minutes, and that's what you've got scheduled. And usually meetings they they tend to be longer than we plan for them. You know, maybe that would be reasonable. It's absolutely up to you. It's absolutely up to you. But definitely if we break for 45 minutes, I want to be able to cover everything with you. And I don't want you to be in the situation that, you know, you attended half of the training and we didn't cover everything. So um, we've got choice. We crack on and we will see whatever we cover. And you know, if you wish, you can cancel your registration right now. There will be no any negative consequences to you or to me. And then you can sign up for the training when you've got time. What do you think it's best for you? Yeah, of course you can. Absolutely. Yeah, that's fine. I'm waiting for you. Oh, hello. We can continue. Okay. I All right. Okay. Lovely. So, Sharad, let's do it this way. You will tell me when the meeting starts, and just in case you have to break, okay, you have to go somewhere, you have to join the meeting, you will tell me, and I will make sure that I'm going fairly quickly with all the exercises. Of course, I will make sure that you understand what I'm talking about, and we will complete them all together, and then we should be okay for the meeting and for this course. Hope that works. Sure, perfect. So, you are in charge of the breaks and how our course is going, okay? That's not a problem. Absolutely. You're very welcome. No problem at all. So just to make sure that I'm not talking too much things which are not very important, I will just tell you that we've everything is based on a fictitious company what we've got in the tenant. So there is no information which we're revealing about our customers or whatever. As I said already, we've got two different types of exercises: Guide Me and Let Me, and we will be covering them today. We will be doing them all together. After the session is finished, of course, as usual, I will ask you to complete the evaluation form. And I'm gaining always, every single one of us, every single trainer is gaining for the best experience for our students. So if you've got any questions in the meantime, if you want me to repeat something, if you want me to do something again with you, just let me know and I'm happy to do it. Okay? And later when we finish, you will be able to complete the survey for me, which I would be very grateful if you do. Okay? So let's start. Let's start. Let me just close that. I don't need to display this page anymore. I will bring up our uh, practice exercise guide, which you said you've got already. So that's the book, Custom Business Process Extensions. And I'm scrolling down. This is the table of contents. So let me give you a little bit of overview what we are going to cover today. We will do the course introduction very quickly because we tight on time. Then we will talk about the case study. And the first lesson which we will cover today is about configuring access. So what you have to have set up in the application to be able to configure business process extensions. Then when we've got the access covered, we will move to, yeah, I'm just reading what you typing. Can you help me? Yeah, of course I can. Yep, I can. Just bear with me 1 second. That's absolutely fine. Let me just quickly send it to you. Okay. Business process extensions. Just bear with me. I'm just putting the email together, so I think you should get it in a moment. Yeah, I send it to you. Like literally just the attachment, so you will let me know when you've got it. Did you receive it? Okay, not yet. All right. I will just wait for a moment. Just in case, I will check if I press the button send. Just in case. Yes, I did. I do believe you will receive in a moment. If not, I will resend it once again to you. You got it. Oh, you got it. Perfect. Fantastic. So you can open it and you can have it in front of you. So, and if you need to take any notes, you can, or it's up to you. I'm flexible. So literally when we've got, I will carry on if you don't mind. So if we've got the access configured to the application to be able to see notification, business process extensions, to configure them, we have to have function access profile set up. And the first thing which we will learn, I will show you how we can do it and what has to be enabled in the application in the profile for us to be able to see and configure business process extensions. And then we will move on to lesson 2, where we have to talk about user tasks. Then we will talk about workflow model revisioning, deploying process extensions. We will be creating, in lesson 5, we will be creating, assigning process profiles and run BPEs. Then we will be designing conceptual models and configure workflow models with fixed mail. Lesson 8 is about checking the statuses of BPEs and configure workflow models with generic REST connectors, so slightly different business process extension. And lesson 10 is about configuring workflow models with users and mail tasks. So we will start with very simple things and then we will be adding different things to it. Okay. As I said, at any point, if you've got any questions, please let me know. And let me explain to you what the business, perfect, fantastic. Let me know what the business process extensions are. So to be perfectly honest, everything, you think that everything what you can do in the application is the application itself, but actually it doesn't have to be the case. And for example, if you've got, I don't know, maybe process in place like requesting time off, or maybe posting schedules, or maybe delegating responsibilities. It not necessarily is the application itself, it's the process extension. So it looks like it's native to the application, but it's not the application at all. The business process extensions, they are like an organized flow of business activities or different tasks if you want to achieve a business goal. So you kind of building a process which not necessarily is in the application itself. And what we're doing here in Workforce Dimensions, we're using something what we call Alfresco module, and the Alfresco module is allowing us to build the process extensions, business process extensions. Does it make sense what I'm saying? So literally, if you've got anything to follow, like for example, business requesting time off, you have to build a process for it. And the process is built not in the application itself, it's something what we implemented to the application, and in our case it's called Alfresco, and we will be learning how we can build the processes in there. So what are the module objectives? Today, we will be learning how we can assign the specific access requirements necessary for designing, deploying, and developing business process extensions. So that's the first thing we have to cover, is the function access profile. Then we will be able to explain how business process extensions and other setup building blocks are constructed to support your organization need for automated activities. Design a conceptual workflow in response to your organization's need for automated activities. Develop simple workflows with user tasks, mail tasks, and API connectors. Validate and test workflow design models. Update, revise, deploy, and schedule business process extensions. Create process profiles and assign and deploy business process extensions. So that's what is happening today. On the bottom of page 2, you've got also information about the Alfresco activity. That's what I said, what we implemented to Workforce Dimension to be able to configure business processes. And also you've got, as you can see, examples for business process extensions which you can have in your application, approving time cards, posting schedules, requesting time off, and things like that. And case study, as I said already, everything is based on fictitious company, which is called Acme company. And today we will be meeting few different personas. The first and most important person is Sean Ivan. Sean Ivan is system administrator. He can configure almost everything in the system. Then we've got persona from HR department. We've got Holly Ivan. And Holly Ivan is the person who is responsible for assigning different profiles to different employees. Okay, so she is the HR person. Jaya Singh is the person who works for us. She's contract associate. And for her, we will be configuring the function access profile, which will allow her to build, see, and deploy business process extensions. Michael Martin is a department manager, and he's the person who requests different things. And today he will be requesting some things regarding, business process extensions. And Jayant Anand is another contract associate who will be testing today everything what Sean Ivan has configured. So today quite a few of people we're going to meet. On the screen I hope you can see the logon details. So today we will be logging in as Sean Ivan and Holly Ivan, and the password for them is automate1 exclamation mark. And also we will log into the system as Jayant Anand with Kronos @cloud password. So I hope you can see it. Let's scroll down and let's talk about how we can configure access to business process extensions. So what is the scenario? Jaya, she will have to build, she will have to deploy, she will have to see business process extensions. If this is the case, we have to configure, we have to give her function access profile, which will allow her to do it. Function access profile, just to make sure you know, it's a profile which controls what you can access, what you can possibly click on in the application. Very, very, complex profile. It's got like, I think, more than 200 control points. Everything, whatever you can do, perform in the application is controlled by the function access profile. So right now, I will show you how we can assign the specific access requirements for designing, developing and deploying business process extensions. What we have to do right now, if you look at page 4 of your exercise book, we've got function access profile and we've got different tasks which we will have to complete. So let me open my tenant. I'm going to my tenant, and when I say tenant, I mean the training environment. So copy of the workforce dimension which we use in the training environment. We call it tenant. Okie dokie. So let me log in as Sean Ivan. The password is automate1 exclamation mark. And question for you. Would you like to complete the exercises together with me? So I'm going through the exercises fairly slowly, or do you want to do it with me? I always ask my students because some of them they like to do it with me, some of them they like to do it on their own. So you want to do it with me. Perfect. So are you looking at Sean Ivan? Yep, perfect. So the next thing what we're doing, we're going to the menu. I clicked on the three lines here. That's the main menu. Okay. And then the first thing what we want to do, we want to go to function access profile, to administrations. Administration, application setup. This is the widget where we can configure different stuff. And as you can see, Sean Ivan, he's got access to quite few folders. We call them folders. And the first thing where we want to go to access profiles. And there is function. And now, just to make sure that you are aware, at this moment, I'm showing you how to create a new function access profile, and I will present to you just the options, just the functions which you have to enable if you want person to be able to configure, see, send business processes. We're not creating function access profile from scratch. Okie dokie. Let's click new. And then we want to name it. We have to name it. And if you wish, you can put your initials at the beginning of the name. In my case, I always used to put a Caro or KK and then underscore. And then we can name it Acme Contract Associates. We're creating it for Jaya. Jaya Singh. Jaya is contract associate. We can do it. We can name it like that. So we know which group of employees will receive this function access profile. And of course, we have to add a description. Oops. Okay. And the first thing what we will have to do, we will have to go to section everyone. If I click on everyone, we've got information here, open an online form. And this form, it's nothing else like our business process extension. So if you want your employees to be able to see business process extension, we have to allow it. So I'm asking you to allow this option. Then another thing what we will have to do, we will be able to start a business process. So another function which we have to enable, we have to allow it. And then another function, control center, we want to allow it. Yep, I'm looking at the second one. The first one was the open online form, start a business process. Can you see it's allowed now? Yeah. And the third one is the control center. We have to allow it. So at this moment, we literally what we're doing, we allowing our employee to be able to access business process extensions, to see them at all. Yeah. If we don't do it, they won't be able to access them. Okie dokie. Yep, perfect. You let me know when you're ready and then we can move on. The next thing, you done, perfect. The next part of the function access profile, where we have to go, is called employee. And in the employee, we will have to find notifications to employees. Email notification to employees, we have to allow it. And just to make sure you are aware of that, can you see email notification to employees? It's written in blue, and there is the little sign, the plus sign next to it. It means that there is something underneath. And there is a relationship, as we call it, parent-child. So this is our parent. Everything what is with the plus sign is our parent. Whatever is underneath, let me just click on the email notification. Whatever is underneath will receive the changes which we do on the parent level. So in our case, email notifications to employees, we have allowed it. So we have allowed the email when time card edit occurs, email time card is approved, and so on. Everything underneath is receiving allow. Okay? The next thing what we will have to allow is the employee access to my action list. Let me just find it. I'm still in the employee list. There is so many. Yes, that's the one. Yeah. To be perfectly honest, I always struggle with the function access profile. That's my least favorite thing to do, to set up. Yeah, and the page is so jumpy. So employee access to my action list, allow, okay, it jumped again. So literally we doing here at this moment, we're just allowing the my action list to be displayed on employee profile. So when they log into the application, they will be able to see the icon my actions. That's what we're doing at this moment. The next thing what we will have to set up is based in the manager, department manager part. So let us open it, manager, department manager. And then we have to allow access to my action list. We have to allow manager to access action list. We covered employee, now we covered manager. So let me find it. It's called manager access. It's right there. I hope you can see it. So let's allow it. Manager access to action list. And when we've got it done, we're moving to another section, which is called Manager Common Setup. Let me know if you're there. You can give me green thumbs up or whatever you like, whatever it's easier. Perfect. Yep, yep, fantastic. So let's go to Manager Common Setup. And in the Manager Common Setup, we have to go to Process Management Setup. Process Management Setup. I want to allow it. Process Management Setup. I've changed it and the page jumped again. It's very jumpy page. Okie dokie. I'm just looking at my chat box. I can see you typing. Yes. Yeah. enter the keyword and search. Yes, I think it's the best way. Yeah, I think. But still, when you go and change it, when you make the change or you find this the certain component which you want to allow in this profile, you change it and the page jumps again. It's really jumpy page. Okie dokie. And then we have to find hyperfinds profiles. We have to allow everything for hyperfinds. Okie dokie. And then it's the last section where we have to go is the manager system configuration. So I'm scrolling down and it's right here, manager system configuration. Let me open it. And underneath there, we've got information, setup, workflow, notifications. We have to allow it. I will allow it. And the last thing is the APIs. So we have to open the APIs, and in the API bins, we have to allow everything. Manager system configuration. Okay, manager system configuration, when you look at it, is the setup workflow notifications. That's what we have to allow over there. You've got it? Perfect. Perfect. Yeah. If you're looking at the, I'm not sure if you are able to have the book in front of you. I'm on page 5 at this moment, just to make sure. You've got all the steps written. Literally, that's what I'm showing you. It's all written in the book. So later, if you have to refer to it, is everything there. And once when you've got this, go to APIs, please. Yeah, perfect. And in APIs, we want to enable the APIs bins. So I will click allow. And let's save it. Save and return. So literally, I just showed you the certain steps which we will have to enable, allow in the function access profile. Okay, let me just show you. I will just show you. Where is my, oh, it's here. The API beams, if you go there, let me open it. You've got different APIs. APIs, they are like connections between different systems. So our workforce dimensions, they can communicate with external systems. Okay, and what you can do here, you can access profile beans, you can access accruals, event manager, hyperfinds. So they are different areas which you can set up connections for, depending what you want to do. You want to import information from different tables, from different softwares and things like that. So we call them API beans. Does it answer your question? Yeah, REST APIs, they are literally, REST APIs is like bringing information from certain things. Absolutely. You're absolutely right. Yeah, yeah. You have to have the connection enabled in the APIs here to be able to communicate, those systems to communicate with each other. Lovely. So let me return. We've created at this moment, in my case, I created the ACME Contract Associates profile. And now the function access profile to kick in to allow our employee to configure something on the system and see things on the system, we will have to assign it to our employee. And if we want to assign it to our employee, we are not allowed to do it when we are logging as Sean Ivan. Our HR department, human resources, they control what profiles are added to each employee. So for this reason, I closed the one tab where I had the setup widget, and I have to log out. I will have to sign out. So let's sign out. And I'm logging in now as Holly Ivan. Holly Ivan is the system, she's the HR administrator. So let's log in Holly Ivan. And the password is automate1 exclamation mark. I will just show you at this moment where we have to assign function access profile to our employees. Let me know when you logged in as Holly Ivan. Yep, perfect, fantastic. We go to main menu and yep, perfect. And in the main menu, you've got the maintenance tab. Let us click on it. The first thing underneath the maintenance is the people information. We want to go there. So at this moment, Holly Ivan, she can see every single person who belongs to her employee group. Let's have a look. Let's look for Jaya. Jaya Singh. I've got it here. If I click on her, all the information displayed on my right-hand side is about Jaya. In the employee section, access profiles, I will click on it. Access profiles, we've got function access profile. If we want to change it, all we have to do, click on the drop-down box and look up for your profile which you have created. In my case, it will be called KK Acme Contract Associates. Can you see yours? Yeah? Yeah, perfect, lovely. So let's click on it and just save it. And once you hit save, this person will be able to access a business and to configure business process extensions. So I will hit save. Let's don't come out from here for a moment. I just want us to check, I want us to look up for Sean Ivan profile, function access profile. So I will type in the search box Ivan, and I'm interested in Sean. I will click on Sean, and I can see that his function access profile is called System Configurator. So I'm taking note of that. System Configurator. Okie dokie. Let's log out. We're going out. Sign out. What I will show you at this moment, I will log in as Sean Ivan. At this moment, I'm doing the let me exercise on the bottom page 5. Okie dokie, I'm logging in as Sean Ivan. And I want to check how my function access profile is assigned, configured, I'm sorry. The function access profile which is assigned to me as a Sean Ivan. So for this reason, I will go to main menu, administration, and applications setup. In the application setup, I want to go to access profiles and function access profiles. It happens that my profile, which is assigned to me, the system configurator, is on the second page. System configurator, the last one for me. If I click on it, I will literally open this profile. I will access this profile. And what I want us to look at is what he's got set up in his profile, on his own profile. So the only thing which I'm really interested in is the manager system configurator. Set up workflow notification. He's allowed to do it. If I go to APIs, you will see that some of the APIs, can you see he's got various access? And what the various access means? It means that he can set up certain APIs connections, but not all of them. And if we click on the API beans, you will see what he can and what he cannot do. But the most important thing is, I want to show you something. It's the My Actions. My Actions. I will scroll up. The My Actions, they sit in the employee section. I'm just looking for them. My Action. Employee access to My Action list. Can you see that he's got this allowed? So in different words, he will never ever be able to access My Actions on his logon via his application because he doesn't have access to it. And later on, when we build something, when we have to test it, I will show you what I mean by that. I will show you where it appears in the application itself. Okay? The another thing which I want to mention to you, what I want to mention to you, we've been logged in as Holy Ivan. We checked Sean's profile, function access profile. I logged back into the application as Sean Ivan. Can you see? I'm logged in as Sean Ivan, and I'm looking at the profile which is assigned. Can you see that everything is grayed out? You cannot make any changes to your own profile. It's because of the security. So if there is change needed, now you cannot do any changes to your own function access profile. It's security thing. So why we want to have it this way? We want to have it this way because, for example, you are a system administrator, we are all people, and for example, you will give yourself access to pay yourself bonuses. You would be able to do it. You cannot do it. It has to go via different system administrator, and then the new profile will have to be assigned to you, or it has to be approved by the HR department and IT department, okay? So you as a system administrator, you are not allowed to change any of the profiles which are assigned to you, okay? It's just literally because of um, security. Let's put it this way, okay? Does it make sense? Yeah. Perfect. Lovely. So what we want to do now, we want to move to next page, and is configuring simple business process models with user tasks. So let me just close that. I will bring up my PDF book, and I'm going to the next page. Configure simple business process models with user tasks. So we will create a new model, we will deploy it, we will assign model to profile, which business process you want your user to run. Okay, so we will be learning this. What is the lesson objectives? After completing this lesson, we will be able to develop a very simple workflow using user tasks, validate workflow design models, deploy and test business process extensions with user tasks. Okay, and what is the scenario? ACME has asked Sean Ivan to utilize an automated custom form within Workforce Dimensions to gather information on appliance warranties. Okay, the need for this form was submitted by department manager Michael Martin, and Michael Martin doesn't want his offsite technicians working on appliances that are not under warranty. He has noted that his request for a simple business process flow will not completely solve his business need, but this is first step to a larger, more complex solution. So literally what we will be doing, we will learn how to build a user task model business process where our employees will be able to, technicians, they will be able to check this appliance is under warranty or it's not. If it's not, we don't work on it. Okay, so what we have to do, we have to log in as Sean Ivan to the application, and we will have to complete step by step right here. Okay. Before I start, how is the meeting going? Has the meeting started yet or not yet? Just let me know if you have to leave, okay? Okay, perfect, lovely. So let's go back to the application. We will have to log in as Sean Ivan. Okay, I'm still in as Sean Ivan. I will go to main menu, administration, and then application setup. I'm opening the second tab. And now, because today we are talking about business process setup, we will have to go to this business process setup, and we want to create new process model. So we have to click on the process models. And you can see that I've got on the system quite few models already. Okay, that's everything what is configured on the system. We want to create something new. Let me know if you are in the same place, okay? If I'm going too fast, just let me know. You are perfect, fabulous. On the toolbar menu, on the right-hand side, we've got the button Create. Let's create. Click on it. And the first thing what you will have to do, you will have to name your model and you will have to give it description. So in our case, we want to call it, I will start again with my initials. So I know it's definitely something what I have created. And we want to name it form capture. Form capture. Description. Capture if appliance is under warranty. I will just put check if appliance is under warranty. And I want to hit save. And believe or not, we have created our first model. Okay? It doesn't do anything yet, but that's the first model. When you hit save, you will notice that new window in your browser has opened. It's the process service editor. It's the place where we can build our model. At this moment, our model is empty. It's nothing in there, but it exists on the system. So what we want to do, probably just to make sure that you can see what I can see. Did you get slightly different screen which is taking you through what is included in the processes here? Like it's like a tour. It's loading. Okay, let me wait. I'm not getting the tour today just because I've been in the application yesterday and I was just checking if it works. But first time when you go to the application, you will be able to take a tour. And let me just bring my book up. If I go to the next page, can you see the visual editor? and literally it will take you, you will have to click a button next, 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 and it will give you explanation what is included in the visual editor. And in the visual editor, on the left-hand side, we've got something what we call palette. This is place where we keep all our tools which we need to use when we build our business process extension. So this is the place here, right here. They are our tools. On the right hand side, if you look at the screen, we've got the screen is split. Let's put it this way. The red option is here on the top, and the red part, we call it canvas. And in the canvas is literally the graphic presentation of our business process extension. This is graphic information. How our model looks like. And on the bottom, we've got properties of our model and all the elements which are included in our model. So we've got all the properties, all the variables are there. Okay. So let me know when you take the tour, and then we can, okay, you're done. Fabulous. Let me just bring it down, and literally what I can see, can you see that I've got different different icons here? It's just because I didn't clear my browser. I didn't clear the cache. So you can see properly the icons. I've got letters. But it doesn't stop me from using this tool. It doesn't stop me from using this tool. The visual editor, when we access it, it always has the circle here. And the circle here, it's nothing else like start, beginning of our model. Okay, I'm not clicking on it yet. On the bottom in the properties, I've got information that I'm dealing with this module KK form capture. Okay, if I click on it, you will see that the information on the bottom is changing. Okay, so that's where we can add our properties. The first thing which we want to create, we want to use the user task. So if I want to bring the user task, so another element to my business process, I will have to go back to my tools, and tools are on the left-hand side. That's the palette. If I click on the activities, all the tools, can you see? They will be enabled to me. User task, script, mail, decision task, and so on. If I want to bring it to the graphic presentation, to the canvas, I will have to click on it, hold my mouse, and I'm moving it here. I'm moving here to the canvas. Can you see that I've got now two elements? The first thing what you will always have to do, you will have to create the flow between those two elements. So let us join it. I will click on that, and if I click on my start, I've got a set of different tools. I can delete my step. I can change the element type, and I can also, what you can see, I can add the flow, the sequence flow. So if I click on it, and I will drag it into the middle of the next element, can you see that I'm getting the green corners? So if I get the green corners, I can release my mouse, and those two elements, they will be joined with each other. So we created a flow between those two elements. Now, the next step for me is to add some properties. Start is just a start. I don't have to do with it, anything with it. But with the user task, if I click on the user task, can you see that the bottom of my page, of my screen is changing? Now I'm working with this element, user task. And the first thing what I want to do, I want to give it a name. In my case, the name is on the right-hand side, name, and I will click on the word no value. If I click on it, can you see that the box has been enabled to me and I can type in. So let's type in capture warranty. I haven't done anything here except naming this element. If I click on it, again, I'm working with this user task, and the user task tool is called capture warranty, exactly the same name which I gave here. Please let me know if you've got it. Yeah, perfect. The next thing what we have to add at this moment is the reference form. And again, in my case, is on the right-hand side. If I click on the no reference selected, you will see that I'm getting a new form a reference. I want to create new form. What we want to do, we want to give it a name. So let's name it get warranty information. Get underscore warranty.
The system has detected that a minimum number of lines are connected to this conference. Do you want to continue your meeting? Press 1 to confirm. If there is no response, the conference will end.
Can you hear exactly the same what I can? I think I hung up on this conference call. Hello, can you hear me now? Can you hear me now, Sharat? Oh, you can. You're saying you can. Perfect. So we can carry on. Do you have to go to the meeting or are you still okay? I can see you typing. So we okay to go, I believe, yes? Perfect. Lovely. Thank you so much. Fantastic. I'm so sorry for that. I think because I have been connected to via phone and then the connection, I hung up on the connection and probably the settings, they something happened with the settings in the classroom and I think the system got confused and I lost my microphone. I think that's what it was. Okay. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. But we're back. We're back. So literally thank you, Charlotte. I do appreciate it. So what is happening at this moment? We're creating a new form for our user task. We gave it a name. Of course, if we can give it a description. Okay, and in the description we can put, for example, is the appliance under warranty? So let's put this question there. Is the appliance under warranty? Can you see still your screen or the system kick you out? Because it was quite few minutes when I was away, so we could start again if you wish. Oh gosh, I'm so sorry. Yes, of course. Share my screen. Okay, so literally that's what I can see. What I can see at this moment. We started creating the new form. Yeah, and we gave it a name. And what I've done in the description, I just literally put the question there. Is the appliance under warranty? So if you could do the same, and then we will hit save. We will hit create form. I just wonder if we will get that. Yes, mine is opening. Has yours open as well? Yeah, yeah. Okay, okay. Let me just, what can you see on your screen? Let me just close that. Let me just close that. So literally what was happening, we logged in as Sean Ivan. I went to the main menu application and then application setup. So I opened the new page with setup. So this is it. Okay, I'm just going through the steps once again. Then we went to business process setup and I went to process models because we have to build something new. We have decided that we want to hit the button create. However, let me just check if I've got mine. If I can see mine, I will click filters. I will put KK. And now we're looking for the KK form capture. That's what I called my module. So I will edit it. Instead of creating new, I will edit it. It's still not finished, so I will edit it. And I will go to the visual editor. So what we have seen the start, the beginning of our model. Then we added from the activities, we added the user task. I brought it to the canvas. And in the canvas, when I click on this component of my business process, I can see that I'm dealing with the capture warranty. I gave it a name. Can you see? I gave it a name. The name which I entered here appears here. And then the next thing what I wanted to do, I wanted to go to the reference form. So I'm creating a form, how I want this process to appear on the system. And I've got this one, yeah? Let me just check this mark and I will open it. In our case, the first time what we've done, we have created new form. When I open it, I gave it a name, I gave it the description. In the description I put, let me just bring up my book. Let me just bring up my book. I'm scrolling down, so literally we've seen this new form. Then we enter here the name of our model, yes, of the form. In the description, I put the answer, the question here, is the appliance under warranty? And then I hit create form. Once I create form, yes, once I clicked on it, I'm getting the window for my form. Can you see the window for your form as well? Mhm. Sharat, if you wish, we can start from the beginning and I will save new module, new model under new name, if it helps. Yeah, yeah, that's, no, don't be sorry. No, don't be sorry. Nothing to be sorry about. Okay, dokie. So let me just sign out. I will just refresh the whole system. I will log in to the application as a Sean Ivan. Okay. And the password is automate1 exclamation mark. Yeah. You constantly tell me if you are on the same page what I am. Are you logged in? Perfect. So let's go to the main menu. main menu. And then if we scroll down, we've got administration. I will click on it. And application setup. When I hit application setup, you will see that another tab in my browser is opening. Yeah. And now what we have to do, because as I said, we're talking about business processes, we have to set up one. So I'm going business process setup. And the last option is process models. We've got few configured already. Yeah. Can you see the same screen? Lovely. So now what we want to do, perfect. We want to create a new one. Let me click create. And the first thing what we want to do, we want to give it a name. So let's name it. I will put my initials in the front so I know that it's something what I created. And if you wish, you can do exactly the same. You can put your initials. And the module which we create as first is called form capture. So I will do KK underscore form underscore capture. And just in case, because I had one saved, I will put new. So okay, do you have the same? I can see you typing. You created. Okay, let's put description. I will just put form capture new. Just to have something in the description. Yes, yes, yes. I even know that you talked to someone, but I didn't understand anything. I didn't get anything, so don't worry. So let's click save. No, no, don't worry, honestly, don't apologize. It happens all the time. We used to it. We used to it. So now what we're doing, we're creating new model. And I told you that probably if you're accessing the application first time, the system, the visual editor, it will take you on a tour. So it will show you what is canvas, what is palette, what is the graphic presentation in the canvas, and what is in the properties. But if you can see what I can see, we have to start building our new module. So let's click on the activities and bring the user task to the middle of the screen. Okay, just click your mouse and drag it to the canvas. The first thing what we want to do, we want to join those two elements together because we have to create a flow. The business process extension is a process, it's a flow. Okay, so and if you click on the start, yes, you can see this little arrow. Click on it and just drag it into the middle of the next component, user task in our case. We want to add some properties to our username. We want to add some information to our user task. Can you see that at this moment I haven't done anything, so I've got just user task? But the first thing I want to do, I want to give it a name. I want to name this step. So I want to give it a name, let's say form capture. Okie dokie. If I click away, if I step away, you will see that what I put in this form capture Yeah, in this name, it appears on my user task. And at this moment, you can see that my user task is called form capture. So I know exactly what I'm working with. Yeah. The next thing what we have to do, we have to go to the reference form and we have to add a form, how we want to display it. So let's click on the no reference selected and you will see that we will get new window. We have to create an, sorry, I clicked, yeah, you can name it whatever you like. I named it form capture. And then when you've got it, just make sure, let me just cancel it. Yeah, form capture. Can you see name form capture? But you have to be on it. You have to work with this element. Every single time you click away from this element, can you see that the properties are changing? So if you click on it, you will see that at this moment we work with the user task. The next thing what we have to do we have to give it a form, how we want to display it. So I will scroll down a little bit and in my case it's like halfway through. It's called a referenced form. Let's click on the no reference form selected. And if you click on it, it will give you new form. Okay, new form. Are you with me? Perfect. Let's click new form. In the new form, we have to name it. We have to name it. So we want to name it get warranty information. Get underscore warranty underscore information. Okie dokie. And now we want to give it description. Is the appliance under warranty? That's what we have to enter here. Is the appliance under warranty? And question mark. We kind of building like a form, small element of our user task. Okay, that's what is happening right now. Let's hit create form. It will show you, it will allow you to return this information somewhere and the way you want. So you have to give it a form. We call it form. Okay. Later, when we test when we will be testing the models which we build, you will see what I mean by form. Okay. It's quite hard to this to. Okay. Let me just. It's like a template. It's nothing else like a template. It's something what is on the system. Okay. It will be more. Can you see the services editor? We are in the. It's named Kronos, but that's what we implemented to Workforce Dimension. It's the Alfresco activity. At this moment, we logged into the Workforce Dimension, but in Workforce Dimension, we implemented Alfresco activity, and this everything what we can see at this moment is the program which is allowing us to build business process extensions. Okay, does it make sense? Delbumi is something different what we implemented to Workforce Dimensions as well. That's absolutely correct, yes. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I will put it into the, if you've got this name, just in case you want to refer it to later on, is on page, I think second course introduction. On the bottom of course introduction is called Alfresco activity. And now what I will do, I will type in this name for you in the chat box. Alfresco activity. Okay. On bottom of page 2, your book, we mentioned this name, and it's called alfresco activity. So at this moment, what we're using here is alfresco activity, which is implemented to Workforce Dimension. Yep, perfect, lovely. So now what we have to do, we have to design our form. I'm working with my form. So I want to bring text. I want to bring text into the middle. So let me click on it and bring it to the middle. I've got text. And if you can see the little pencil here, we can click on it. And I've got label. I want to change it. I want to change it to warranty. But again, later on, if you want to see what you have created, just put your initials in front of it. I will just put warranty. Okay, you have it. Yeah, lovely. Can you see this little box required? Please click on it, check it off. And this required, later on, it will force the system to input information on the system. So in our case, it will be yes or no, is on a warranty or it's not, okay? And the placeholder, it will be the box in our form where we have to place this, answer, okay? You will see in a moment what I'm doing here, so please don't worry. And when you've got it, we have to close it. Okay. And now we just created a question where we have to answer the question, warranty, okay? And now what we have to do, we have to submit. So we have to submit this text somewhere. So we will have to add a button. Let me click on the submit button and bring it into the middle of my screen release. And again, we've got the pencil here. Yeah, click on the pencil. And what we're doing at this moment, we adding label to our button. So if you wish, you can name it submit, you can name it your initials, whatever you like, okay? I will put a KK, so you will see later on what I meant by that I rename my button. I will close that. And then this is our form. We have to validate if our form is configured properly, correctly. Can you see on the blue toolbar here, I've got just two buttons. One is called Save the Model, and the other is called Validate the Model. Can you see it? Yeah, you can see it. Perfect. Yeah, perfect. So please click on the second one, validate the model, and you should get the green bar appearing. I will click few times for you to notice that my form has got no errors. Is your green as well? Perfect. So now what we have to do, we just have to save it. So click on the first button, save. Save form, get warranty information. Question is the appliance under warranty? We want to save it and close the editor. Please click on that. Okay, and now what has happened, we added reference form. Now what we will have to do, we have to end our model. It's a very simple model, but every model has to have beginning and has to have an end. So at this moment, what I want to do, I want to click on the form capture, and I want to click on this circle here, and this circle here, if you mouse over it, it will tell you an end event without a specific trigger. So click on it. And we have finished our module. We've got very small module. Next thing what we have to do, we have to validate if this module works. So second icon from the left on the blue toolbar, validate the module. Click on it, please. I will be clicking a few times, so you will see that my module doesn't have any errors. Can you see? I hope you're getting exactly the same. And now, perfect, thank you. And now what you want to do, you want to save it. I will click save. My module is called KK underscore form capture underscore new. And I want to save and close the editor. Please let me know when you save it. You should get the success information on the top of your screen. Perfect, you've got it. Now, if you, of course, if you wanted to look for your form, you can use the filters column. If I click KK, that's how the name starts. You can see that I've got quite few forms created. This one, which I created seconds ago, it's called the form capture new. Okay, lovely. So what I want us to do now, I want us to move to the next lesson, and I will show you what the lesson is about. We covered all the steps. Can you see? I'm just scrolling down. All the steps we covered. And we're going to lesson 3, workflow model revisioning. We want to check sometimes when you build very, very complex models, it will not happen that you will finish them, okay, as a whole on the same day. So what you want to do, you want to build a piece, you want to make sure that it works, you want to save it, and then again, you want to go back to your model and you want to add some changes to it, and then you want to validate. If something goes wrong, you're thinking to yourself, oh gosh, I'm so silly, I shouldn't do that. I wish I could go back to what I've started with. It is possible with the alfresco activity. Let me show you what we have to do. I'm looking at page, as you can see, page number 11 of your task guide, the practice exercise book. We have to go back to the system. Let me just get rid of the filters. I want to look up for another model which I've got on the system configured, and it's called approved time cards. Okay. Let me approve any model. We will go. Yeah, approve time card. Let's go to this number 2. Can you find yours? Yeah, perfect. Let us click on it. And let me go and edit. Go to the toolbar to your, on the right hand side, you've got the pencil here, edit it. And what I want to show you is the number of history. Can you see this number of history? Please take note of it. In my case, because as I said, I've been here yesterday, I've got number 4. Probably you can see number 2 or something like that. Okie dokie, can you see this number? Let me know. If you can see the number, please take note of it, put it on a piece of paper. Your model works. Go to Visual Editor. You want to open the visual editor. And now you can see that your model is very, very complicated. If you wish later on, you can take screenshots of everything what we've got in the training environment. No problem whatsoever. You happy to do it. And now what I want you to do, I want you to click on this last element, any element you wish, and just literally delete it. You can press delete on your keyboard, or you can press delete here. Just delete it. Now I want you to go to the second icon and validate the model. Can you see that we're getting red information now? The model has got errors. But that's okay. I have to save it anyway. I'm in a rush. I've got no problem. I've got no problem with saving it. I will save it. I will save and close the editor. The system is giving me information. Your process business extension has got errors. That's fine. I will close it. When you close it, you will be taken back to the process model. Let's edit the same approved time card R2 once again. Let's edit it. And what I want you to see is the number of history. Can you see that the number has changed? It's I've got 5 at this moment. If I click on it, the history number, I've got all my versions saved here. If I want to go back where I started, where my module didn't have any errors, I have to go to number 4 in my case. And look at that. This module contains the end. Module 5, let me go to number 5. It doesn't. So what I can do, I can go back to the place where I started. That's an awesome option. Can you see the difference? Yeah, fantastic, lovely. So please, and let me just go back. I will close that. Let me just go back. You can access it in any model you've got created. Any model has got history. You always can go back. No problem whatsoever. So I think that's an awesome option to have. Lovely. We want to move on. So we covered that. Please just make sure that you write down the history number. If you forget, it's your own fault. There is let me exercise on page number 12. And this exercise is exactly that what we've done. It's just the module is different. Request time off. So let me show you what we've got in there. I'm looking for a request time off now. Request time off. Let me click on it and let me edit it. If you wish, you can do this exercise with me as well. So that's how my model looks like. Okay. Again, if you wish, you can take screenshots. I will go to Visual Editor and I will remove one step, whatever it could be. Let's delete it. I will validate my model. Of course, the system will, oh, you've got errors. That's fine. I want to save it anyway. Okay, I want to save it anyway. Save and close editor. If I go back to the same model, I will edit it and I will see that the history number has changed. I've got 3 now. And can you see I'm missing some stuff here? If I go to history, workflow number 2, you will see that I was missing this. Yeah? So I'm going back to this version which worked. Let me close that. Any questions on that? Okay, perfect. So let me close that. And now what we want to do, we want to deploy business process models. So we're doing another step. Let me bring up my my book. I'm going to page number 13. Deploy business process model. Michael Martin has asked to meet with Sean to see if the form capture, that's what we have created, works. He wants to have this information. So what we have to do, we have to deploy the module. We will be deploying and we will be testing this module. So what I will do, I will be completing all the tasks on page 13. Okay? And then when I've got it, I will have to, the deployed module, I will have to assign it to something what we call business process profile. The business process profile will have to be then assigned to my employee to be able for my employee to be able to see the business process extensions. So let me do that. I will go back to my application. I'm still logged in as Sean Ivan, and I think you should be as well. In the second tab, I will click on the house here, on the home button. Okay? I'm in my setup widget. Can you see your setup widget as well? Let me know if you can. Yeah, fantastic. I just want to make sure that we are in the same place. Fantastic. So I'm going back to business process setup, process models. And I will have to find the model which I have created. I will use the filters here and I will put the name in KK underscore, and this module which I created with you was called KK Form Capture New. Please find your model and just click on it. When you click on your module, you will see that on the right-hand side, on top of your screen, the buttons have been enabled. And one button, which is called Deploy, we want to deploy this module. We want to click on it. Okay? And look at that. Once I click Deploy, the system has opened a new window for me, Business Process. I've got the template name, I've got the ID number, and I want to give it name, a description, I'm sorry. Form capture. Whatever you like, description is for you. You have to know what you want to name it, okay? And then the display name is how you want this module, this business process to be displayed to the end user. I will leave it as it is. KK for capture new. The next thing, what we have to set up the parameters for this module. Start effective date. Let's click on this calendar here. And my calendar has opened on the other screen, so I will bring it to you. And I want to click the 22nd of May. Yeah, I'm waiting for you. You tell me when you want me to go on. Hmm? You're unable to deploy. Okie dokie. Please, can you tell me where you are? Did you go? Let me just close that. I will leave this page. I will click OK. I'm in Sean. Let me just bring up. You're getting an error. Okay, application setup. Oh, are you definitely looking at your module? Would you mind what I will do, because I'm not sure why you're getting an error. Would you mind if I make you a presenter and you would share your screen with me? I just want to make sure that we're looking at the same stuff, okay? Would that be okay if to share your screen with me? Yeah, so bear with me 1 second. You are now presenter, so you should be able to share your screen. I will stop sharing mine just in case. I'm not sure if you're talking to me, but I can't hear you. No, I'm not. If you mouse over your name, okay, the second you will, yeah, the system, just mouse over it. The second option from the top, it should be request screen share. Or maybe in the middle, you can see like icon with a screen and there is information, share my screen. So if you click on the drop-down box next to it, okay, yes, and let me just, I will maximize it. And now if you can click share, you have to choose which, okay, I'm waiting. Yes, I am. Is anything happening? Okay, let me just close that. Can you go once again, please, to the Can you hear me? Okay. I can see your screen. I hope you can hear me. I can see your screen. I can. Yes, I can now. Oh, yes. Okay. Okay. Please, can you close this red? Yes, I can see this message. If you can, yeah, the blue one, yeah. And now if you click on the filter on your right hand side, just the filter. How did you name your module? If we can scroll down, I want to see your module. Did you use, okay, that's what you named it. Okay. And deploy. Oh, can you see? It's deployed now. Yeah. Sometimes it's just enough when you just close it and you do it the same step once again. So what you've done now, you should be able to receive, yeah, that's how it works. So now what you have to do now, you just have to wait. You should be able to see another screen in a moment. Is something coming? I cannot see if you getting it. No, it's not home. It should be on the second tab. Oh, yes, you've got it. Now what you have to do, you can give description, form capture, whatever you like. Form capture. Yeah. Well done. Yeah. Whatever you want. You can rename it. You can, the display name, it can be, yeah, perfect. And now what you have to do, we don't change the templates. We don't touch anything there. We don't. Okay. Start date. If you click on this calendar, you should be able to choose the 22nd of May, which is today's date. Click and effective forever. You don't know how long you want to use this business process. Then status active, and then click save. Okie dokie. And now you will get the information. Yeah, you saved it. Return. If you saved it, you click return. And now you've got, can you see the first module is the model which you have created. May I ask you, I will put you again as a participant because I don't want to see your screen at this moment. I will rather show you mine. Okay. And then we will carry on with this exercise. Okay. So let me just move you over. Okay. Okie dokie, and I will share my screen with you. I hope you can see it. Let me just go back to business process setup. Sorry, I didn't get your question, sorry. You, at this moment, yes, yes, yes. So now what I want you to do, just wait for me because I have to catch up with you at this moment, okay? You are a few steps ahead. So I will go to process model. I have to find mine. Okie dokie. I want to deploy my model and I will deploy. Can you see I was successful and I have to complete the same steps which you do. Form capture. Okie dokie. Start date. We want to the effective date. I want it to be today. Forever active and I will save. And I will return. Okay. And now this is my model. Can you see that I've got the information ID, effective date, when is ending, when the model should stop working, what is the status, and if it's in use. I've got information that is not in use. What does it mean? It is on the system, but no one is using it. So we have to make it in use. In this case, if this is the case, we have to assign our model to profile. Okay, so what we have to do, what I want you to do, click on the home button. You should be able to see the setup widget. Okay, let me know if you're there. Yeah, perfect. And just in case, I will show you quickly in our book where I am. I will be creating new process profile. I will assign this business process extension, and I will validate this model. Okay. So literally, the scenario is that in few minutes, Sean Ivan will be meeting Holly Ivan, Michael Martin, and Giant Anand. Giant Anand is the person who will be testing the model for us. And Sean Ivan has to deal with it. He built the model, he deployed it, but he has to create a profile and assign it to Giant, so Giant is able to test it. Okay, so that's what we're doing right now. I'm looking at page 14 if you're in your task guide. Okie dokie. I'm still logged in as Sean. I have to go to process profiles. I want to create new profile. Let us click new. And the new profile, we want to name it Acme Associates. So I will put KK again, Acme Associates. That would do for me. Okay. I will add description. Please let me know if you are in the same page, on the same page. You're creating the process. Yeah, perfect. Please, may I ask you to scroll down right to the bottom in the available items, and the available items, it should be the model which we have created. I've got mine. I want to click on it, and I want to click on the single arrow pointing into the right. I want to bring it to the selected item. Please let me know if you've got it as well. Fabulous. Now save it. Save it. We created new profile for Acme Associate, and you know what? The profile is not doing anything, and no one can use our model. You know why? Because we have to assign it to people record. Let me close the second tab. I can see Sean Ivan page, but I don't want to be shown at this moment. I want to sign out. And I want to sign back in as Holly Ivan, the HR person. So let's sign in. Holly Ivan. And the password is automate 1 exclamation mark. Please let me know when you are logged in as Holly Ivan. You are? Perfect. We're going to main menu. Let's click on the three blue bars. And we're going to maintenance. We've been there today. Maintenance. And in the maintenance, we are interested in people information. Now, when you've got the people information window open in the search box here in the name, please, can you type in Giant? And we are interested in Anand Giant. Click on him, please. On the right-hand side, we've got the places, the people record, and we've got places where we can assign different profiles. Can you see in the employee section, process profiles? The process profiles, it's that what will be assigned in the with the business process models. Okay, so if you click on the drop-down box, you should be able to scroll down and find the profile which you have created. Mine is called KK Acme Associates. I saw. I abbreviated it. Okay, so let me click on it. Please let me know when you've got your profile assigned to Giant Anand. Yeah? On the right hand side, we have to save it. Save it. Once you save it, we're going back to the menu, and I don't want to be Holly Ivan anymore. I want to sign out. We have to test the model which we have created. Okay? So now our job is to log in as Giant Anand. So username is Giant Anand. I think I spelled it Giant Anand. Yes. And the password is, I hope you can see it, is Kronos at cloud, but O is replaced with 0. Can you see that? KR0 N0S at capital letter cloud. I will show you. Can you see my password? Yeah, that's fine. Lovely. So I will click login. And now when I'm logged in as Giant, I want to go to this bell. Can you see this bell sign on the right, in the right top corner? Free bell. Can you see? Click on the bell, please. And the bell here, it will give you the slider. This is the control center. Do you remember when we were assigning, there was something about control center and we enable it in the function access profile. Do you remember that? Yeah, that's the control center. And if you go view all, on the bottom of my screen, view all, you will be able to see in the toolbar my actions. Can you see? That's another thing which we have enabled in the function access profile. So let me click on it. And can you see that we've got the business processes in there? Just because we assigned the business processes in the people record for Giant. I will click on it, and can you see that? KK form capture new. That's what I called my new business process. You should be able to see yours. Click on it. And now can you see, that was the label. I told you that when we deployed this model, I told you you can add the label. I'm going to leave my label as it is. That's the label. Do you remember when we created the form and I told you enter warranty? So this is the form, yeah? And we brought in the form, the first thing which we brought to the form, it was text. And I told you that's where you can enter yes or no. So this is this box. Can you see? Do you remember when I'm testing your memory now. Do you remember that there was like very little box and I told you this is required. We want to check it off. We put the check off mark. Required. And I told you that the system will not allow us to leave this box empty. And the second thing in our form, when we were building our form, I told you we have to bring a button, submit button, to be able to send the information somewhere. This is my button. I called it KK. Can you see yours? Yeah? Click on this button. Click on this button. Can you see that I'm getting a warning sign? Warranty field cannot be left blank just because of the required field which we clicked, which we checked off in our form when we build it. So if I put yes, yeah, yes it is, I can put yes. And now if I click on this button here, the system will tell me this action has been completed successfully. Can you see it as well? Fantastic. So we build at this moment, we build very, very, very simple model, okay, very simple model, and it doesn't do much, but it works. Okay, I just wanted to show you how it looks from the technical point of view, how we can build it and how our end user can see it. Okay, so now we are moving. Sorry? Yeah. And now you won't be able to have this action button in your home page, I think. Now you won't be able. You have to go. It's, it's yes, it's linked with the notifications. Yes, yes. But to be perfectly honest, just to make sure that I'm giving you the right information, I will contact, let me just, give me 1 second. My actions on home page. I will ask my engineers, Kronos engineers, and I will come back to you with like 100% answer. We can or we cannot. If we can, I will try to get the information from them how we can set it up. Is it okay? We have a deal here. Amazing. Perfect. So let's close that. And we don't want to be giant at this moment. We want to sign out. And now we're moving very quickly to next lesson. I will show you what the lesson is. I'm going to page number 16. And on page number 16, we have to learn how to design conceptual business process workflow modules. So in different words, what we would have to do here, we would have to literally bring the white box, whiteboard onto the screen, and I would have to literally draw for you some modules. I'm not very great with drawing. I'm terrible with drawing. But what is the sense of this lesson? What I want you to remember from this lesson? Before you build any executable models, you have to kind of build them on piece of paper. You have to build them outside of the system. For example, what I mean by that, let me show you quickly something. I just found something on the internet. So literally in this lesson, I should show you how we can draw the circle. The circle, it would be start of my process. Then I would have to put the arrow here so I can join this element with another element of my module. So this lesson is about drawing. The best thing when you have to build business processes, when you're dealing with modeling business processes, you would have to take piece of paper, pen, and you would draw it. It has to have the logical sense of it. And then whatever you drew on the piece of paper, you would have to bring it to the application. So that's what the lesson is about. So I hope you don't mind that I won't be doing the drawing. Okay? I'm so sorry. I'm honestly, you never want to hear me singing and you never want to see me drawing. I've I've got please please don't. You will need a therapy afterwards. I'm terrible. I'm telling you. But at least I make you laugh. So that's enough. Good enough for me. Okie dokie. So that's the lesson we want to. And now you can see how how those two modules, they are different to each other. That's what you would draw. And that's how the system would display it in the alfresco activity, okay? Remember, alfresco activity is something what we brought to the workforce dimension, which help us to build models, okay? So moving on, I'm just scrolling to page 18. And on page 18, we've got a module, we've got lesson 7, where we will be learning about how to configure simple but at this moment we will be using a different tool, mail, fixed mail process. And now, what is the scenario? We've got technicians, they work on the sites, and you know, or for example, you've got people in the reception in your company, and you want them to let you know and any other person in the company that, for example, VIPs have arrived. Or you can use this option to let your customers know the technician has arrived to your place to come and fix the air conditioning, to fix the roof, whatever it could be. So now what we will learn how we can use the fixed mail task to build a very simple, again, very simple business model. Okay? Well, I will be completing all the steps on page 18. Okay, and again, it's the same steps. I will have to build it from scratch. I will have to deploy it, and I will have to assign it to the business profile so Giant can test this model for us. Okay, so let me go back to my application and to my tenant, and I want to log in as Sean Ivan again. Oh, I'm getting an error. Let me do it again. Automate, one exclamation mark. Oh, it's looking better. Now I will do less talking. I will be showing you, okay? I explained what is the, you know, the technical part behind it. Now we will learn how to add different tools to our canvas. So what we want to do, let's go to main menu, administration, and application setup. We want to open the widget, setup widget. In the setup widget, we know where we're going, business process setup. And we are creating new model, process models. I want to hit create new one. I'm waiting for you. You tell me if you're with me. Perfect. If you're not, sing. I will know. If I can hear you singing, I will stop. I'm sure you're better with singing than I am. I'm telling you. Are you terrible as well? Oh gosh, I wish I could sing a little bit. Unfortunately I cannot. Okie dokie. So now we have to, I'm so glad that I'm entertaining you as well. I'm teaching you and entertaining at the same time. Beautiful. Lovely. So now what we have to do, we have to create new model. We have to give it a very specific name. So let me, for this moment, I can either use my initials, or I can do AA, something new. Okay, AA. I will put underscore, and the model which we are building, we want to call it notify arrival. AA, notify arrival. Okay, I can even do new. Oh. And of course, I want to give it a description, and I want to save it. When you save it, you will be taken automatically to the visual editor. Okay, so that's where we can build our model. And the start is always there. The system comes up with start automatically, okay, by default. Let's go to activities. And now we want to bring to the center mail task. Mail task. What we want to do, this is a flow. Business process is a flow. Let's join the flow. Let's create the flow. Yeah. And once we created the flow, can you see we've got the mail tasks here? We can add, of course, information here. But what we can do, we can start with the option 2. Can you see? In my case, it's on the left-hand side, 2. Let's click on the 0 users. And you've got mail recipients. In the expression window, I want you to type in your own email address. I will do my own and you want to have your own. Okay. Do you have your own email address in there? Perfect. Just to let you know, in this expression window, you don't have to have just and only one email. You can have 2 emails, you can have list of emails, you can have 4 emails, whatever you like, okay? But this mail will be always sent to all the people who are listed in here. So that's what the business process is about. The expression fixed values, that's the emails which you want to add here. Let's click save. Yeah. Okay, so you would have to build something completely different. At this moment in this class, I just showed you the, let me just go back there. Okay, we're just using the fixed values. Okay, if you wanted, you can have a recipient's type or something like that, but again, it would be set a list of emails. Okay, you would have to build it some differently. So you would have to rather give a link of emails which you want to add than the fixed value of the email. It's completely different story. Okay, but I just want you to be aware of that this is possible. Okie dokie, I will click save. Have you saved as well? Okay, and now I'm looking for subject. Subject, it's nothing else like your email title, what you want to display, okay? So we want to say arrival notification. Okie dokie. And I want to click save. This is the subject of my email, arrival notification. Okay, and then again we can add the HTML value. It's just text to display. Again, we want to use the same arrival notification. And just click save. If I scroll up a little bit, you can see that we still didn't give it a name. We can do it right now. Okay, name. We will call it arrival. Okay. When I click away, you can see that my email is called arrival. And then I want to look for text to display. Let me just find it where I want to do it. No. I just have to click on the arrival text. And this is the text what we want to add to our email. And for example, I will put, because I'm not very good typer either, I cannot type properly, I will put, say that VIPs or technicians you can do arrived. Okay, I will keep it very simple. In the book, we've got information that we should put a world-class technician has arrived. Please open the door. I keep it simple. I will save it. And now what I want to do, I want to end my model. So I will click on the, again, we've got a very simple model where we use the tile mail task. And now what I want to do, the next step is before I save my model, I want to verify if it works correctly. So the second icon from the left, click on it. You should be able to see the green box coming up. Yeah? Now we can save it. Again, my model is called AA Notify Arrival New. I will save and close the editor. And now if you are looking on your book, page 19, there is Let Me exercise. And the Let Me exercise, it's telling you to deploy this model and to add it to the profile. There are no steps, but I will show you what steps we have to complete. Okay, so let me show you. I will close that. I have to find my module because I added AA in the beginning of my name. This module appears on top of my list. Please let me know when you can see yours. Click on it, and again, we have to deploy it. Yeah, I'm still waiting for mine, so bear with me. My window is opening. In different words, we will have to assign the parameters, when the model is taking place, when it should start working, how long it should start working, and so on, how we want to display it. Okay, so now my window is still opening, which is quite bizarre. Okay, description, I will put just literally notify arrival new. And can you see the display name? That's what you could see in the slider. You remember I told you that was the display name, that's what end user can see. Shall we make a joke and shall we name it hello whatever? Just so you can see where the word will be displayed when Giant is testing our new model, okay? So I will put hello. And now I will go here, 20 seconds. Are you talking about the template categories? If I have to be honest with you, I didn't test that. By default, it should be assigned to our notifications, to our notification template. Okay? Yes. Yes. Yes, that's correct. That's correct. But again, it would be the templates, it would depend, what you can see in this window, depend on what products of Workforce Dimension you are using. So your list can be completely different to what I've got here. Okay, so please don't be surprised of that. I will do 20 seconds. I will click forever and I will click active. Okay. And we want to save it. Again, we will get this information if our template, if our model is in use. So just bear with my system. It's taking its time. I'm so sorry for that. I hope I will get this information in a moment. Is yours showing that is, it's like a table really. Can you see the table? We've seen that before. I showed you that our models, they aren't active. They are not in use, not in use. Oh, okay. Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. I can do. Yes, absolutely. No problem whatsoever. Yeah, I will do it. Okie dokie. So I can see mine. I can click return. And now I should be able to see. Can you see? Oh, where is my AA? It looks like the page hasn't, oh, hello. Can you see? That's what I named it. Display name, hello. Can you see? That's the AA template for notification that the VIPs have arrived at the display name. So please be careful when you're doing the display name, and that's what is the display name, and that's what you've got in your database saved as. They can be two different names, okay? Yeah, and you can see that it's not in use at this moment. It's not in use because I have to assign it to a profile. So let me click on the home button here. I don't know why, but my system has slowed down massively. I don't know what would be the reason for that. I hope yours is working correctly. It's slow as well. Oh, I wonder why it is. Okay, I've got my setup. Do you have your setup? Not yet. Okay, I will wait for you then. Let's wait for a moment. Or what we can do, literally what you could do, just close the second tab, log out. We will refresh the whole system, kind of, yes? Yeah. And then we have to log back in as Sean Ivan. We have to finish assigning the model to profile. So Sean Ivan is our person. Okay. Are you in? It's still waiting. Look at my screen. I'm still kind of, I don't know. Maybe it's, oh, I don't believe it's an internet issue because it doesn't work for you and it doesn't work for me at the same time. It must be the tenant itself. I've heard that some American, European trainers, they've got problems with the tenants when America is waking up and they jumping on theirs. I don't know why it is, but there is like for a few moments, it's kind of the whole system slows down and then it picks up again. So I hope it will work okay in a moment. So if we go to main menu and if we go to administration, application setup, we're going back to where we've been. Okay, my application setup is opening. Hope you can see yours. Let's go back to the business structure setup, business process setup, sorry. And we have to go to process profiles. Are you able to access the process profiles? Yeah, okay. I'm still waiting for the profiles to open, so bear with my system. And then when it will be open, what we have to do, we have to find the profile which we have configured today and to which we have assigned. That's not a good news. Can you see my screen? Ah, it's coming back. It's coming back. Whoa, we're safe. What we have to do, we have to find the profile which we have built today. In my case, it was called KK Acme Assoc for the associates. I will click on it, and on top of my screen is the menu. I want to edit it. You will be able to see that in the selected items, I've got just one model, the first one which we have created. Okay. I'm just waiting for the system to show me this information. It's very slow. I don't know why. Okie dokie. And now available items, always, I don't know why, but always everything what you have configured, it will be right on the bottom of the screen. Can you see the display name? Hello? That's what I named it. I will move it to the selected items. Right? And I will save it. Okay, I'm just saving it. Okay, and what I want to do now, because we've got the profile, the process profile assigned to Giant already. Do you remember we went to people record as a Holly Ivan and we added to his data, to his people information? So I don't have to do it once again. Once I saved this profile, the changes to this profile, Giant is able to see our model. So for this reason, I'm closing the setup widget. I'm logging out as Sean Ivan. I don't want to be Sean Ivan anymore. I want to be Giant Anand. So I'm waiting for my system to bring me the logon page. Okay. And do you have yours? Okay. So okay, I will wait for you. Giant Anand, I'm logging in. Just please remember that the password for him is slightly different. It's Kronos @cloud with the zeros. KR 0 and 0 as at cloud. I will display this password. Oh, that's what we have to log in as. You tell me when you can log in. Uh-huh. Yeah. I hope you can see this password which I display to you. Yeah, just remember they are not O's, they are zeros. Okay? You in? So I'm logging in as well. Oh, our system is speeding up now. That's so cool. Again, what we're doing, we're going to the notifications and we want to view all. And when we view all, I want us to go again to My Actions. And in the My Actions business processes, I can see hello. Yes. And now when I click hello, the system is not opening the slider for me. You know why? Because it's a mail task. So literally what the system has done has sent email automatically to me and yours has sent email to you. I will just check if I've got it on my, you've got it? Look at that. I've got mine. Arrival notification. That was the text which we wanted to display and that was the sentence, okay? Which I added. So we can see it. That's a great news. Let me just bring it back here. So it works. I just showed you how it works, how it has to be set up, okay? So there is another very important, we don't have much to cover, if I have to be honest with you. So do you want to carry on or do you want to take a like 5 minutes break? Okay, lovely. Perfect. Thank you so much. I will sign out. And what I want to bring up at this moment, I want to bring up our book. And I want to go to page number 20. That's lesson 8. Lesson 8 is a very short lesson. And this lesson is telling you about status of business process extension. If you ever had problems with your business process extensions, you want to see what errors the system is coming up with, whatever is included, how everything behind the scenes works, what you have to do, you have to go to the business to administration, business processes and check the instances. So at this moment, I will show you how to access the instances, okay? I'm bringing up my tenant. I will log in as Sean Ivan. Okay. I'm in as Sean Ivan and I will go to main menu, administration, but this time I want to go to my business processes. In the business processes, you will see that there is everything, all the processes which I've got configured on the system. And in the definitions, you've got the definitions of your processes, ID numbers, versions, and so on. And in the instances, if something was wrong, okay, if something was wrong, you can go and check what tasks are failing, what are the variables. Can you see? We've built a very simple models, but look what is happening in the system. How much information, how many strings is behind the scenes, working behind the scenes. So if you ever had any problems, you can come here to the instances and check why your system is failing, which step you have to which steps you have to fix. Let's put it this way. Okay, so please be aware of that. I will close that. And now I will bring something else up. Let me bring up my book. I'm going to the next page, page number 21, and what we've got there, lesson number 9. Configure business process models with generic REST connector. So this is the module which I will show you what steps you have to complete if you want to use the REST connector. The REST connector is different words. You will be using APIs, okay, to bring some information into the system. And what is the case information, the case scenario? Because we're dealing here with the fictitious company, Acme company, they've got technicians who have to go out to people and fix air conditioning. And the weather conditions are very important for them. So what we want to do, we want to, if there is any alert or if there is anything happening with the weather, we want the technician to be able to see the weather warnings on application, workforce dimension application. We won't be returning any lovely, beautiful looking stuff. I just want to show you how we can bring information about weather to the application. We will be returning just text information, okay? So please don't expect too much. But the class is, the lesson is about what we have to set up for the information, for our application to go out to the world, grab the information from the website which we want to do it in very safely way, and bring it back, return this information in our application. So what we want to do, I will be completing all the steps which are written on page 21 and then 22. Okay, so before I do that, I will give you something into the chat box. Bear with me 1 second. In the chat box of the class, I will add link which later on I want you to copy, and we will be pasting it in our model. Okay, so this is the model here. Did I give you the right link? Just bear with me 1 second. Expedia process. Oh no, it's the wrong one. Ignore the first link. Copy. The link which I want to give you is this one. Okay, this one is about the weather. The first one, the first one is where I was looking for information about the model. So you can access it as well if you're interested. But the second link we're using. Okie dokie. So let me go back to my application. I'm logged in as Sean Ivan. Again, I'm sorry, I didn't hear what you said. No, you don't have to access it. Don't worry about accessing. What you will have to do, literally, you will have to very carefully copy it. Can you see? Highlight it, then right click, copy, and then you will have to paste it in this model which we're creating right now. Don't worry about accessing this module now, okay? Just in case, I will make sure. Let me just click something. I will test the link. So literally what I've got the link here, and I will check if it works. Okay, Just bear with me. If not, where I want to go, I will bring it here. Let me have a look. If it doesn't work, I will give you another. Oh, didn't find. Can you see? I cannot access it again. So what I can do, we can test another link. I will copy. I've got few links saved here. So let me show this one. Okie dokie. So what it literally returns, can you see? Information about weather in Boston. Okay, so passing clouds, there is the temperature, everything, okay? So we want to bring this information into our system as well, okay? So let me give you this link, Control V. Oh, the third one lucky, okay? The third one, let's use it. Can you just in case test it if you can access this one? I'm sure you will be able to. Does it work for you? Hmm? If not, okay. If not, let's don't worry about it just yet. What we will have to do, you will copy just the last one link, the last one which I sent you in the chat box, and then we will try to copy it to the system, and we will see if our APIs will be able to bring it back this information, okay? We'll see. It should be able to. So are you logged in as Sean Ivan? Lovely. We go to main menu, administration, application setup. Again, we configuring building new models. So we kind of repeating the steps, the same steps over and over again. Okie dokie. Now we want to go business process setup, process models, and we want to create a new one. I will click create. I will call it AA ACME underscore weather underscore alert. I will wait for you so you are on the same page. Yeah. Okay, let's hit together save. And you see another tab is opening. So this is our alfresco activities. That's where we can do our drawing activities. And now we are interested in APIs. So APIs, they are the generic REST connectors. Okay, I want to click on it and I want to bring it to my screen. And again, because we create process is a flow. We want to join those two things together. Um, if if you click on activities, the menu will open for you, and it's called a generic REST connector. Yeah, you've got it. Please join those two elements together. Make sure that you are on the generic REST connector, we want to give it a name. And the name is get weather data. Get weather data. Another step which we will have to complete, we have to tell the system what is the command for this element. So for this reason, we have to go to HTTP method. If you click on the no value, you will be able to enter this command. And this command which we want to use is called get. Just please make sure that you, can you see, I put everything in capital letters. And just bear with me 1 second. I found something. So the HTTP methods which the RESTful APIs can use are get, post, put, delete, patch. Okay? I'm showing you just the first one, get. Okay? But just to make sure you can use different ones. Let me go back to my application. The next thing what we want to do, we want to return the response variable, okay? And I want us to put RESP, R-E-S-P. So in different words, the RESP variable, it will be the form where we will be returning information. And now we have to tell the system what information we want to return. So for this reason, we have to add the URL here. And the URL link is nothing else like link to website. Okay? And the link which I want us to paste right here is the last one which I gave you. Oh, not this one. It's the last one which I gave you in the chat box. So I will copy this link as well and I will put it right here. Just make sure that you pasted the whole link. I'm going back to the beginning of my link and I have to have the HTTPS. No spaces in front of that. Yeah, you've entered this link, yeah? Now what we want to do, just click away and we want to bring another activity to our model. We want to use the user task. So let me bring it back let me bring it to the canvas. And again, we have to create flow. I'm going to click on the weather, get weather, and join those two flows together. We want to name it somehow. And we want to name it display weather response. Okay? Response. The next thing what we want to do, we want to go and let me just I'm looking for, oh, it's here, reference form. Can you see? Reference form. I want to click on it. And again, we will be creating the form. That's what we've done in our first exercise. New form. We want to name it, the new form. And we want to name it weather response. Okay? The description which we want to put in here is that actually this form allows me to capture the local weather in Boston. It's a lot of typing, so I will just put weather in Boston. Okay? And we want to create the form. Now, we're not returning, or we won't be adding just normal static text. We want to return text in our form. So we don't have to use this first option. We have to go to display text. It's different function, different tool. Display text. Okay, and when we've got the display text, we can click on this pencil here, and we can say that this is weather in Boston, local weather, whatever you want, you can name it. Yeah? Okay, how you can delete it? Good question. Okay, okay. Let me, it's quite difficult to delete it. You know what you would have to do? You would have to just close it and then come back, because if you go save, you can cancel it as well. It won't work for you. Did you bring the text to the center? Yeah? Let's close it. I will close. I've got the right activity here, but I want to close it. Let's close that together. You will be taken back to the process model. We have to edit it. And then what we will have to do, we have to go to Visual Editor. That's the best way, because it's very difficult to get rid of it, you know? So now what I'm doing, I edited display weather, and in this property, I have to go back to my weather form, and can you see I will open it. So instead of creating new one, I will open it, and because I didn't save the changes, it will be blank. Can you see? Yeah. And now what I want to do, I want to display text. Okie dokie. I'm just waiting if you are in the same place with as I am. I want to edit it. And again, we're giving this label. So we want to call it local weather. Okay. A display text. I'm not sure if you can see it. Display text. It's like in the middle. And then what I did, I clicked on the little pencil to rename it, to rename my form. Yeah. And then we. No, not yet. Can you see, at this moment we're just giving this name, but we have to text to display, can you see? And we have to bring the page, the form, which we have created in the get REST APIs. In the first step, we gave it command, go and get. Now, in this user task, we will have to put it information where we want to return this information about the weather and how it should be displayed. So in the text to display, we have to enter the $sign. You will have to find the curly bracket, open it, and type in RESP. Do you remember that the RESP that's what we returning, that's our form for the weather condition? Yeah. So in different words, we returning variable information in here. Okay. And now when you've got it, you can close it. Yeah. In our first exercise, we were adding buttons. We don't have to add any buttons. We just want to display this information, okay? So what I want to do, I want to validate my model. And you can see it's green. So if it's green, I want to save it. Yeah, I'm waiting for you. Saving. That's the name which we gave, description, and I will save and close this editor. I want to go back to my editor when the whole module is. I'm leaving the form, I'm going to my module. And then what I want to do, I want to end this model. So I will click on it and I will end it. Yeah. So this is a flow. And now again, before I save it, I want to make sure that it works, okay? So I'm clicking and I want to make sure it's no errors, no validation errors. And now I can save it. My model, I'm saving under name Acme Weather Alert. I've got description and I can click Save and close the editor. Do you have your model? Okay, and now we're going to the next page, page 23, if you're following the book, and there is let me exercise. And the let me exercise, I should ask you to literally do something with this model, how we can test this model. So in different words, I want you to find this model. In my case, it's the first one. I want it to be deployed, deploy. And again, even if I deploy it, okay, let me display it as it is. Acme Weather Alert, or the display weather in Boston. It can be whatever you like, you can name it. Effective date as of today. Okay, as of today. Forever active. I want to save it. And now I want to return. Please let me know if you are in the same place. Yeah, fantastic. So now I can see that I've got my module in the business processes. It's not in use. If it's not in use, it means that it's not assigned to a profile. I want to assign it to a profile. Let's click home. And we're going to the process profiles. In the process profiles, I want to find this what we created this morning. KK, or this afternoon for you. KK Acme Associates. Let me click on it and edit it. We've been there before. And you see I've got two assigned. I want to add another one. So in different words, my portfolio, my models, a list of models with models is growing. I'm scrolling to the bottom and I'm bringing another model here. I've got 3 at this moment. I will click save. Please let me know if you've got the same. Lovely. Let's close that. We deployed it, we added to the profile. We know that this profile is already assigned to Giant Anand. So in different words, we can go log in as a Giant and try if it works. Let me sign out, sign back in again. Giant Anand. Yeah? And then it's the very weird password. Rona at cloud. I will show you this password. You're in. Oh, fabulous. So your tenant has speed up as well. Fabulous. We make them work now. Again, we're going to our notifications. And then we're going to view all. Again, we're repeating exactly the same steps. My actions, business processes, and can you see I've got 3 modules now. Exactly what is in my profile. I want to go Acme weather. Can you see that the weather is coming back to us? That's exactly the information which we've seen on the website, but it's returned in a very chaotic thing. But the point of this exercise is how you can set up the get rest activities in Alfresco to bring information from the outside world to the application. Okay? Yeah. Can you see this weather alert as well or not? You can. Yeah. So it means that your APIs are working. Your APIs are working. Okay. So we've got just one more exercise to do. Let me just sign out. And I will bring up our book. I'm going to page 24. Going to page 24, the last lesson. I will show you how we can configure simple business process model combined user and mail task. Michael Martin has requested another task. He's a very demanding person. He would like to have an automated way for residential technician to easily enter a part number into message that can be sent to support our email account. So literally what I will show you how we can again configure business model, but now we will have email and user task together. Okay, so we will have to submit some information and this information will be sent via email. Okay, so what I will be doing, I will be completing all the steps on page 24 and 25. And literally the last task what we have to do, we would have to deploy it, assign it to the profile, and then test it as Giant. Okay, so let me go back to my tenant. I'm going to log in as Sean Ivan. Automate one exclamation mark is the password. Okie dokie. Again, we're going here. Administration, application setup. In the application setup, we go to business process setup and we're creating new model. I will do create. Again, we have to give it a new unique name. So let's call it AA underscore parts notifications. Parts underscore notification. I will copy this and add it as a description, parts notification, and I want to save it. Please let me know if you can save it. Perfect. So let's hit save. And again, we will open another tab in our browser. That's our Alfresco where we can configure our business. And what we have to do, we have to bring the user task. So we go to activities, user task. Let's join them together. So I'm going back to start. I move the arrow, drag the arrow into the user task. And now what I want to do, I want to give it a name. So I'm going to the property. And we want to call it parts notification. Okie dokie. I'm looking for the reference form as well. I will click on it. And again, we're creating a new form. Create a new form. And the form we want to name enter underscore heart. We have to add the description. And the description is very, very long. It's on page 24. It's this form allows residential technicians to send part numbers to support teams. Okay, so it's very, very long message. I will just put part number or enter part number. I'm so glad we are in training environment. But please remember, description is worth a lot. So spend some time on adding very good description. I'm asking you, I'm begging you for it. let's create a new form. And in this form, we want to again return just a text, So I'm going to drag it into my form. My form, it will have text field. I want to rename it, and I will give it a label. Let's say, please enter the part number. Okay, that will be displayed for our employees. This is the question of the form. Again, you remember, required. The system will not allow us to submit form if we don't enter there something. So I want our technicians always enter something. So I will click required. Yeah. And we want to close it. We've got a text. We want to submit the text. Okay, so we need a button for it. We physically need a button for it. From the palette, I will bring another tool, submit button. Okay. And again, I can rename this button. It's called submit, but I want to change it. Do you remember the first button I called KK? This I will put, I don't know, Sharat. I will put your name, okay? You can put my name, you can put enter, you can click, you can do whatever you want. You can name it as you want, okay? I will click close. Sorry? Thank you so much. You make my day. I hope I'm making yours as well. That's so cool. That's so cool. So what we've got at this moment, we created a new form. We've got the button. We want to validate it. It's all working okay for me. It's green. So I will save it. Yeah. So I've got one part of my model configured. Now we want to add something else to it. We want to be able to send this message via email. So again, I have to add another element to my business process. I will go back to the activities and I'm looking for a mail task. I will drag it into the middle of my canvas. I will release my mouse and again I want to join it together. I'm clicking on the user task, the little arrow, and I will drag it into the middle. Now I have to specify where the email goes. So we have to add some properties to our email. So we want to Let me just go here. We can name it order parts. Okay. And then again, oh gosh, I want to scroll down here. The HTML, yeah, is in different words. It's our title for our email. Okay, order parts, and I will save it. We also have to define when the email should be sent. Okay, I will click on here and fix the value again we are using. I will enter my my email address. And you can enter yours. I'm just checking spelling. Okay, yeah, good. Sometimes I've got problem with writing my own email. I will save it. Please let me know when you save your email. Yeah, you done? Perfect. You can see it here. Okay. So what we want to do, we just want to end our process. So I will click, because I'm still on the email, I will click end. There's this little circle here, end. And before I save it, I will click on validate the model. Yeah, and then save. Save. Oh, okay. What do you mean? Let me open my my email part notification. I will edit it. I'm just opening my model. Just bear with me. I will go visual editor. So literally what I've done, it's start. Part notification is the user task. You see the little icons here, they will tell you what activity you're dealing with. So this is our user and this is our email. So our user is putting information, the logic behind this, user is putting information which then is going to be sent via email. And where it's going to be sent is going to be sent to this person which we've got in our mail task added. I just want to make sure I understand you right. We're using the text information because we want our user to type in the text. Yes, it should. But you know what? I don't know if it will work this time for us, because last time when I ran this class, for some reason, the email here, it didn't return the numbers, and I honestly didn't have time to figure out why. But definitely this simple business process will allow you to send email for your user via the application Workforce Dimension to another person, in this case to me, to myself. So what I want us to do, this one, yeah, this is just the email name. That's how you name, yeah, that's email name. When we were talking about the REST connections, we had HTML as well, but it was something different action. We had the HTTP. Maybe that's what you mistaken or misunderstood. HTTP HTTP method. So in different words, that would be go and get. That was the command which we were getting. We've got here HTML, and the HTML, it's nothing else like your email title. Yeah, it's just the name of the email. You're very welcome, no problem. Validate the model. Did you validate yours? Is it green? Yeah. So you save it and close this editor. What we want to do, once we've got it highlighted, we have to deploy it. We again completing the same steps, don't we? So description, we can add order parts. Display name, it can be whatever you like. Parts notification, order parts, whatever you like. Effective date is as of today, forever. We want the status to be active and we want to save it. I will return. Just waiting for you. So let me know if you done. Okay, let's return. Again, we can see it on the top. Yeah, and it's not in use. So if it's not in use, it means that none of our users is using this business process. So let us click on home, and we have to go back to our profiles. The profile which we're looking for is in my case, I named it KK Acme Associate. I will edit it. If I scroll down to the bottom, again, right to the bottom, and on the bottom you've got the model which you have configured. I will click on it, and I will bring it here. I've got 4 models now. I will save it. Once I save it, I'm able to test it. So I'm just waiting for you. You done? Perfect. You're super quick. Our tenants are quicker. That's why. Let's close that and log out. I wonder if we will be able to return the parts or not, part number. I wasn't able to return it last time, as I said. So now what I want us to type in, giant Anand. You in, okay? So let me just type in the password. Gosh, I'm lost already. At cloud. I will log in. And again, exactly the same steps we want to complete. Notifications, view all, my actions, business processes, and now we want to go to AA parts notifications. And now can you see, this is the name of my form. That was the please enter the part number. That was the description field. Do you remember? And now I just want to enter something. You can enter number. I will just enter, I don't know. Let's say if it return my name, Carolina. And the button, I called it your name. Can you see? So I will hit, yeah. And this action has been completed successfully. I will close that. And I will go back to my email box. And I've got it. But I'm returning just order parts. See, that's the email text. I'm not returning my name. I don't know why. But the only thing what I wanted us to check if this will work, if this 2 actions together, so user task and email, if it works. Did it work for you? didn't. Okay. I will figure out, I will spend some time and I will ask why it didn't work for me last time when I ran the class. I'm not sure if there is something wrong with the APIs or what it is. And if I get the answer, I will give you this information, okay? Perfect. So just to yes, I just want to, because that's the last exercise which we're supposed to do, I just wanted to summarize what I owe you. And I owe you actually at this moment 3 things. I owe you answer to your first question, my action, if we can add it to them to the home page. Okay, that was the first question. And this, another question is if we've got, if I can find any more documentation about business process extensions, I will send it over to you. But let me just show you something, because I'm not sure if you are aware of that, but this is absolutely amazing tool which is called Help. And in Help, you can find absolutely everything, whatever you like, okay? Can you see this little question mark here? I'm logged in as Sean Ivan. If you click on Help, you will be able, yeah, you've got like different users, data views, library, and so on. Browse all Help. If you go browse all Help, you can type in whatever you are looking for. I don't know. Let's say, what can we look? APIs maybe? Yeah, and just search. And whatever you've got in your system, in the current version you will be able to find about APIs. How to set up punch imports, how to set up, can you see? API-based accruals import. APIs, how to configure APIs-based people import. So literally every single little element in the application, how it can be set up, what to do, how it functions, whatever you need from the technical point of view, you can find in your application in the help support tool. Would that be? Yes, yes. All you have to do, just let me go back. I will close that. It's under the question mark here. If you go browse all help, you will be able to search here, and you will be able to search through every single literally chapter in the help. Okay, so it will search the whole document for you. Let me put here what we've got, extensions. If you need any licenses, what are licenses you would need? Let me go back. Let me go back home. Let me click. Sometimes you have to type in the information in different ways to find the right thing which you're looking for. So please don't give up. The information is definitely there. Okay. Process. Do we have anything about process? Compare business process extensions to process manager, 2 different processes. Look at that. Business processes setup overview. Everything about setup you will find here. Business process design overview. Processing order. Business process setup, again, what you've got. Custom business process in control center. Can you see? So exactly where the my actions sit. Okay. So I think whatever you're looking for the questions, you just have to sit down here and just go through every single element in the help widget. You've got absolutely every single information about the application which you're using. And you know what? This information in the help widget is always up to date. Okay? So please try this website. The other website which you could try as well, I'm not sure if you've heard about it, is the Kronos community website. Have you heard about? Yeah, yeah. So another place for you to go if you're looking for information, and in this Kronos community website, you will be able to ask questions, and our trainers or engineers, they always picking up the questions, and they will post the question in the community website. And please don't think that, oh, maybe that's silly question, maybe that's obvious how things should be configured. Don't worry about it. Just go to the community website and just post your question. Okay? Definitely someone will come back to you. Okay? Lovely. And then, so we've got the documentation. I gave you a little bit to explore. The My Actions, I will come back to it. And what was the third thing you asked? I have to give you information why we didn't return the number. I hope Yeah, order pads. Yeah, we return just the text which we have entered. Okay, I will remember how to return. To return. I will come back to you if I can get this answer, and definitely I will come back to you on the My Actions on the home page. Okay, so I wouldn't expect that you will hear from me tomorrow, but you will definitely hear from me. Okay. Lovely. Perfect. Thank you so much for attending today. And if I could ask you to complete the survey for me, that would be absolutely awesome. And you know what? In a moment, yeah, do you know how to access the survey? Okay, literally when you go to the Kronos Knowledge Map Live page, when you log in as you've got the first page displays the three icons here in the middle of the screen. You can go either to the deploy section or the success. And on your left hand side, like right in the middle of the screen, you've got my learning status, and there is registration. If you click on the registration, it will take you to another page where you can see future registration and past registrations. Probably, and it's just me thinking, it happened to my students before, because we are just like literally a few minutes before we supposed to finish this training. This training which we completed right now, it still might be in the future registrations. So please, if you could check those two tabs, that would be awesome. And as an example, we've got the Project Team Fundamentals course. So it's not the one which you're looking for. You're looking for the business process extensions. Okay, custom business process extensions. Administration essentials, yes, administration essentials, custom business process extensions. And you should be able to see the, you know. Okay, well, that's interesting. I think, let me just go, let me just bring up quickly. I will go. I will see if I can see this training. If you find this training, you will have to find the survey as well. Let me just go back. Registrations. I'm logged in as myself. Past registration. So you should be able to see the training right here in the past registration. If you cannot see it, please could you check the future registration? Yeah, so literally, Sharad, what you could do, could you do this survey for me in 5 minutes? Because I think it's because, as I said, the session is still running. We still got 4 minutes to finish the session. And then when we finish this, yeah, that would be amazing. Just complete the survey. And if you've got any feedback or whatever you like, or whatever you would like to add to this course, whatever is your experience today, okay? Just forget about the technical issues I had in the beginning. I will deal with it. I will deal with it. Definitely. Yeah, it was quite awkward. It never happened to me that I was kicked out and I lost my microphone. Never happened to me. But I'm glad that I was able to fix it. Yeah. So you can add whatever you like in the survey, okay? And yeah, perfect. Thank you so much for attending. It was long, 4 hours. I know that, and I hope that was useful for you, and you will use it in your work on day-to-day basis. And as I said, I will contact you in the near future with the answers which I've taken with me today. Okay? Yes, yes, you are, because I will take the attendance in a moment, and you know what? When you complete the survey, and I will take the attendance, on the bottom of the screen, you should be able to see that you can print for yourself the certification about this training. So you will get certificate. It's a great thing to have. Yeah, you can put it in the frame and hang it somewhere on the wall. Just an idea. What you do with it is just why not? Another yes, another skills you've got. Absolutely. Thank you so much, Sharon. It was amazing to spend with you this morning and very early afternoon for me. Thank you so much. You're very welcome, and I hope we will meet up in the future somehow. Yeah. Thank you so much. Have a lovely, lovely evening. Thank you. Bye.